How to rank up more whilst playing less. So, playing more doesn't always equals being a higher rank. Think about, the hard stuck metal rank player who's got hundreds, if not thousands of hours in the game, but they're still metal ranks. Or maybe you don't need to imagine that. Maybe that's you. And then compare you, or, this imaginary person, to the player with 10 times or even 100 times less hours in the game who is actually a higher rank. But Kai, but they're already good at the game. Shut up. Shh, shh, shush, 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 shush. The reason they are good at the game is because they just know something you don't. And I'm going to be explaining that in this video. By the way, if you want me to personally help you rank up faster in Overwatch, check out the link below. So, the reason why playing a lot is bad is this. Have you ever studied for like, 12 hours straight for an exam and your brain feels fried, and then the next fucking day you don't even like remember what you like studied or revised, so that whole day just kind of felt pointless, and then you just feel like agitated because you felt like you could have been doing something else, and then it's just annoying. Like, if you've ever had those days, let me know, because I've always hated studying for ages. Or maybe you've like overtrained for like 4 hours because maybe you were like new to the gym, or like you wanted to really push yourself but you kind of overtrained, and then after, like, it just kind of hurts and you can't even work out anymore for like a week, 2 weeks straight, and you have to take a break. Maybe like you like injure yourself. The reason why doing these things for a long time is bad is because you overdo the tasks and you can't actually handle it. Like, most people can't actually handle doing 12 hours straight of studying or training for more than like 2 hours. Yeah, and by the way, this is just weightlifting. Cardio and stuff, like, you can benefit from doing long hours, but it's specifically like the intense, like, short periods of training, like weightlifting and stuff. That is where you don't want to do long periods. The funny thing is, we would actually make more progress studying and working out for like half the time, if not even more than half the time, because we can put more focus. That's the main word of this video. We can put more focus into the task in that short period of time. Imagine, right? You had an exam tomorrow and you had to study, and you had two choices. You could study for 3 hours, or you could study for 12 hours. If you're smart and intelligent and just like me, know that I can actually study better in a shorter period of time than this period of time, then you would choose the three because of focus. If I gave you the choice, would you want to work out for 1 hour or 3 hours, like specifically like weight training and bodybuilding, you would say 1 hour because you can put more focus into each set, even though you've got less sets. Because you can put more focus into each set, you're gonna end up making more progress, as I've said below. So, doing these certain tasks, and obviously like there is tasks that benefit from doing them longer, but you likely already know them, like cardio and stuff like that. Doing these things for longer than we can handle gives us diminishing returns at best. So like, you can do like 20 sets of chest in the gym. Maybe you'll make like 1% more progress than you probably could if you just did like 6, right? But it can also cause us to lose progress at literally worse. Like, if you do 25 sets of chest in the gym, you're probably going to actually lose muscle because you're just destroying it so much that there's no point even doing it that much, because like, you're just actually like damaging it. You're not breaking it in that good way where like it can break, regenerate, come back stronger. No, like, you're fully just fucking it up. But how do we apply this to Overwatch? Because this is obviously an Overwatch video. In Overwatch terms, when you play for ages, let's say like you play for like 6 hours straight, you're playing ranked 6 hours straight, you're just queuing, playing the game, queuing the game, right? It causes you to lose focus. Right? When you first start the session, whether you know it or not, you're able to focus better on, whatever your brain is just thinking about. You can focus better. But the longer you play, that ability to focus deteriorates, because naturally, as your brain is working, firing the synapses, it's just going to get tired and you're going to lose focus. But what actually is focus? Because I've said this a lot. What is focus? Focus is, in simple terms, there's a very scientific, like nuanced explanation, but in simple terms for us normal people to understand, it's basically just how long can you focus on a single thing. That's it. Like, how long can you focus your attention onto a single thing? That's it. Like, let's say if you are an author and you want to get this book out, you can focus purely on writing the book for 1 hour straight. That's how much you can focus on. That's focus. Focus is not, oh, okay, so I want to write my book. I'm gonna write, a couple hundred words. Oh, then I'm gonna go on my phone. There's that TikTok that TikTok notification. Oh, there's that drama on Twitter. Oh, okay, no, sorry, I've gone distracted. Let me go back to writing my words. A couple hundred more words. Oh, and now you're on YouTube. That's not focus. Focus is laser accurate attention on one thing. In Overwatch, this is why lost streaks typically, like, usually this is why lost streaks happen. So we're playing, we're playing for an hour, 2 hours, and then we start to lose focus, or at least me anyway. I start to lose focus, and then I play worse because obviously I have less focus on the game. My brain is drifting off. Then I lose more because I'm playing worse, and then I try not to tilt, but you just end up tilting because you're losing, and then you either just rage quit because you're just pissed off, or you keep playing, and then the cycle is just going to repeat. You're going to keep playing, you're going to lose more focus, amplified by the fact that you're tilted. You're going to play even worse, you're going to lose even more, you're going to tilt, and you're going to keep playing and playing and playing until you stop. And then at the end of the session, it's been like 16 hours, and you've gone down 3 whole ranks, and now you just want to, like, on the lokes, just end your life. That's not what we want. And it's one symptom of playing for a very long time. So what's the right way to manage our playtime? Well, I can't, give everyone their exact playtime because it's personal. It depends how long you can focus for, just depending on, like, the way you've grown up in life. How long can I focus for? Right now, it's about 3 hours because that's just how I've built myself up in life. But for you, it can be different. I've seen some, like, it's not like horrible advice, but it's not great. Play X amount of hours if you're X rank. It's like, oh yeah, if you're bronze to plat, you should play for like 2 hours a day. If you're diamond, you should play for 3. If you're master, you should play for 4. Like, that's not. You shouldn't play a specific amount because you are X rank. It doesn't really matter. My advice is play for however long you can focus for. Like, however long you can focus for is the max amount of time you should be putting into the game. Personally, I can go for about 3 hours before my brain starts to get fried, which is also why, quick plug, why I only stream for like 3 hours, and I don't even stream daily. I stream most days, but not daily, right? Because I can focus for 3 hours, and that's when the most, like, optimal Overwatch I'm playing is there. If I play for any more time, I'm going to focus less, and then I'm going to start playing worse. And then it's just like, what's really the point? That is diminishing returns. Or I'm even going to start deranking if I play for longer. By the way, like, I hope I'm kind of getting to you, like, through this video. You don't have to play daily for 12-hour sessions to improve, by the way. Like, I know, like, you might see, like, your favorite pro players, or like you see the Koreans and they play for 16-hour days. You don't have to do that. Like that's what they do. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Honestly, you could probably go as low as playing like 4 to 6, maybe 4 to 8, 10 if you want to play like that much, like hours a week if you want. Truthfully, if you want to rank up and you want to, like, and you don't have a lot of time because you've got like a job or like kids or something, you can put a really small amount of time per week into the game and you can still rank up as long as you use focus correctly, which I'm going to show you how to do right now. But how do we go ahead and use our focus block effectively? Focus block is just the block of time that we have to, do a task. In this video's example, it's going to be how long do we have to play Overwatch for? Specifically, how long can we focus on it for? So here is my 3-step plan for figuring out how to use this block effectively? Well, first, we have to figure out how long this block actually is. Like, how long can we focus for? Just as a general thing. You're going to do this by just doing any task that is kind of difficult. So, like, you know, like playing Overwatch counts, but like really, you would want to do like kind of a harder task, like writing, maybe doing an essay, making a video, just like whatever is like the hardest kind of like creative task you can do. I recommend just limit testing with that. Figure out your absolute limit. Like, really go and figure out how long you can focus on something for before your brain just fucking fries. And it might be lower than you thought because you've been doing things for long periods of time, thinking you've been focused, but you actually haven't. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, next, we want to figure out how long you want to play within this time. So, for example, let's say we have established that our focus block, our maximum focus block is 4 hours. So cool, we have 4 hours to play with in any given day, any given week. So now you just figure out how long you want to play within this time. So it could be literally one game or up to 4 hours, which is fine. Here is where you just figure out where in your schedule you can fit in Overwatch if you want. And look, if you don't want to play Overwatch a lot, then it's fine. This video will still help you. And then we need a what. So we have the time and we have how much we want to use the time, but now we need something to focus on. Remember how I said focus is how long we can focus on one thing? Well, we need a thing to focus on. And our what will be just what, like what, blah, blah, blah. Holy fuck. Been a long day. My fault. Our what is simply going to be something you found in your gameplay that you want to improve on and focus on. So you can, like, if you're struggling or trying to find something, you can look at my content for inspiration. I've made some videos where I point out mistakes in players' gameplays. I've got like fundamental guides as well, stuff like that. You can look for it on my channel. If you already know what you want to improve, then like that's your what. For example, if you want to get better at your nano usage on Ana, then you have something to improve on. You don't need to figure it out. Or you can get feedback from other people. So this could be like you in your VOD, so you figure out like what you want to like or what you need to focus on. You could get someone to like watch the VOD and coach you, or quick plug, you can get me to coach you and I will give you personal feedback on what you need to improve in order to rank up. So we have our maximum focus block, our like desired focus block, how long we actually want to play, and our what. Now that we've got those three things, you could just go ahead and play. You don't really need the rest of this. So yeah. So now that we've got a focus block and something to focus on, so the time and the what, you can just do that for however long you want and then move on to the next thing. Right? Like you can probably just skip the video. Like you can stop watching, you can go play Overwatch with this new framework and just follow that, and you'll probably go up a few divisions, maybe a rank or two. But obviously I've got some more information that can help you out here. So first of all, never go past your like established limits if you're trying to improve. There's a very big bit of nuance here. So the example we use is 4 hours, right? You can focus for 4 hours. You shouldn't ever go past that limit with the intention of trying to focus, because it's not going to happen. It's like trying to swim upstream. You can try, but it's just not going to happen, and your brain is just going to like tell you to fuck off and let it rest, and it genuinely, it won't happen. You could try and force it, but that could be dangerous, and I don't want people to get put in danger here. But if you do want to play for longer than your established focus block, go ahead, but make sure it's for fun. Make sure you're not playing with the intention of like really trying to lock in and focus and win. No, you can play for 24 hours every single day, but don't expect to like improve that much. But if it's like fun to play the game, you just like playing ranked because it's just a fun game. Just like me, I like playing ranked. I don't always play to improve. I just love the game. Then you can do that, because the focus block is purely done or is like made with the intention of taking something, I've misspelled that, fuck's sake, and focusing our attention on it so that we can make it better. Because making our gameplay better is how we're going to make our rank higher. That's the whole reason we're doing this, because we want to rank up with less playtime. Now, how do we increase focus? Well, it's kind of hard to increase like focus, but there's a few things you can do to kind of make it more effective. Because I don't know if there's like a way to increase the amount of time you can focus for, but I'm pretty confident you can increase the effectiveness of the focus. Pardon me. So first we have meditation. Now meditation helps to increase your mindfulness, which is basically just like how present you are in the given moment, which is basically just focus. Because if you're present, then you're focused on the present moment, which is going to help you focus on the game more. Now, I know you probably heard meditation and you were like, shut the fuck up, Kai. But let me explain. Because you've probably like seen like videos about meditation, information about meditation. It just feels wishy-washy. I'm going to give you a practical like 4-step process to meditate and level up the skill of meditation. Now, this is I'm not gonna lie, this is completely copied from Hamza. He's the one I got this from. But basically, so meditation is you're gonna start with focusing on something. Most people just do focusing on their breath. I personally focus on the point where I can feel the air kind of like just coming out and in of my nose. So like just like above my mustache area, right? Above my upper lip. So we are going to meditate. We're going to breathe deeply. We're going to focus on the breath. And then eventually you're going to get distracted. And then the next step after that. So first step is, focusing on the breath. The next step is getting distracted. People think that because they get distracted and they like wander off in their thoughts, that they can't meditate. That's literally the whole point. You're meant to lose focus. So you get distracted, but you don't realize it yet. And then you realize you're losing focus. So you bring your attention back to the breath. And that's it. That's essentially the whole 4-step process. And the way you specifically level up meditation is by reducing the amount of time it takes you to realize you're getting distracted from the point of where you got distracted. So step 1, focus on the breath. Step 2, your brain is going to get distracted. And then the shorter we can like make that time to where we realize we're distracted, that's how we're going to level up the skill of meditation. And then we can increase our mindfulness, which is going to let you focus better on the game. Next, we have good sleep. Sleep consistency is more important than sleep length. So sleep consistency might be a term people haven't heard of as much. Obviously, like we've all heard from doctors and stuff that sleep length is important, and it kind of is, but not as important. So sleep length is literally how long do you sleep? Most people sleep 6, 7, 8, 9 hours, 10 on the long side, 5 on the short side. But what's actually more important, what's been proven to be more important, is sleep consistency. And what this means is, like me personally, I go to sleep every single day at 10 p.m. And every single morning, I wake up around 7 a.m. Obviously, you can't control when you wake up and when you go to sleep, but you want to have the intention to get to sleep at like X time, wake up at X time. The reason why this is important is because it sets your body in like a routine. And the longer it's set in this routine, it's going to feel a lot more regulated. Your brain is going to feel a lot less cluttered because it's not getting signals from your body that things are bad. Because like imagine back in the caveman days, right? If you couldn't sleep consistently, like when you wanted to, it was probably because there was some sort of danger. Maybe it was other people, maybe it was predators, or some other environmental reason, and you had to move, right? Which means your body is going to get put on high alert, give you more like adrenaline, anxiety to keep you alert and able to like get to a safe space. But we don't need that in the modern day because like we're not really in danger anymore like that. So if you can try and get your sleep to be consistent, it's going to be really good for you because your brain is just going to be way more sharp. Your body's like, I can't explain it. Your body is going to feel like lighter. It's not going to feel as heavy to move. And also get like obviously you still want to sleep enough. You still want to get like enough sleep, but honestly, it really just isn't. It's not as important as sleeping consistently. But you want good sleep because the adverse. Well, I can't speak, bro. Holy fuck. Because the adverse effects of bad sleep have literally proven to be worse for you than being drunk, for your cognitive ability or our focus. So let me restate that. Having bad sleep has been proven to be worse for your focus than being drunk. And it can literally be compared to like having brain damage. If you want like more information on sleep, I recommend looking up Brian Johnson. You might have seen him. He's got like the don't die thing where he's like a millionaire trying to like figure out how to not die. And Andrew Huberman, he has a few podcasts on sleep and stuff. They're really good. I do recommend you go watch them. So, we want to prioritize good sleep so that we can have a better performance in game, so that we can focus more, because our brain is going to be sharper. Are you getting me? Plus, life in general just feels so much better when you have good sleep. Like I'm not joking. It's literally the best thing ever to have good sleep. It's like the best medicine you can do. It's like better than well, I don't know if it's better than exercise, but it's like really important. So, make sure to sleep well, everyone. Next, we've got good diet. Now, I don't mean you have to like diet in the traditional sense, like you have to fucking eat grass and only breathe air. No, you can. I'm not gonna tell you what to eat. This isn't really a fitness channel, but just make sure you're not eating like shit food, like ultra processed stuff, because it's just really bad for your body. Like it's not really fit for. It's not fit for being food. It's kind of been proven kind of over time. Like most foods that are ultra processed are literally not fit for human consumption. Um, Good diet and digestion. Now, this isn't necessarily about the diet itself, but when you're digesting, it's like the most energy consuming process in the human body. So if you're trying to focus on something when you're digesting, it's just going to be really hard. And when you have a bad diet, you're going to be more likely to get brain fog, which is like this feeling of sluggishness, feeling incapable of doing like an intellectual task. Having good food prevents brain fog mostly, as well as stuff like good sleep. And that's about it because I can't remember anything else right now. And also, fasting could be good for you if you want to increase your focus on any given like subject, right? Because what fasting does is it stops us from digesting. Because as we've established, digesting kind of saps your focus, saps your energy because it's very consuming, it's very demanding on the body. So if you fast whilst doing your focus block task, so like this isn't even about like Overwatch really anymore. It could be any task, recording videos, writing a book, like literally anything. If you fast, for most people, it's gonna just allow you to be so laser sharp, right? And you only have to do it for like an hour or two if you want, and then you can just eat stuff once you got the task done. But yeah, good diet. It's not too complicated. You can still eat what you want, but just try to keep it to like healthy, whole foods that don't wreck your whole body when you eat them. Because like ultra processed food gives you like acne, like weird skin problems. It gives you extra face fat, extra like stomach fat, like weird issues that you just don't want to deal with. Just try and eat healthy, whole foods if you can. Single ingredient foods are like the best because then you know it's like, a banana is a banana, like that's it. A potato is a potato. An apple is an apple, right? And also, like, try out fasting and see if it helps you focus more. I don't know if I explained fasting. Fasting is literally where, like, you just don't eat and you do something. That's it. And having uninterrupted focus blocks is key. Because if you give yourself like imagine on Google Calendar you set like 2 to 5 p.m. as your focus block or your work block, right? If you just give yourself that time purely to just focus on one thing, bro, imagine how much progress you're gonna make. But you have to make sure it's actually uninterrupted. So we want to remove distractions, things like our phone, like honestly, like turn off your phone, move it to another room. Make sure your like workspace is clear, so like your desk is tidy, your bed's made maybe if you work in your bedroom. Just make sure you're in like a clean environment, because having a cluttered room kind of gives you a cluttered brain, because everything you see, your brain is like analyzing, and it just clutters it, and it tires it out faster. So have a clean area, minimize the amount of distractions, especially whilst working as well. Don't go on Twitter, don't go on TikTok, don't go on fucking social media, don't go on YouTube and cope that, oh my god, but it's really productive. No, fuck you. What's productive is sitting down and focusing on the thing you said you were going to focus on. Perceived focus loss versus actual focus loss. Now, I don't know if I've made this up. I'm going to assume I've just made this up. So let me explain. Imagine you've got your phone and you get a notification whilst you're recording a video. What most people are going to do, what most fucking retards are going to do is they're going to look down, they're going to turn on their phone, swipe, oh, okay, oh, I got a message from Sarah on Instagram, let me open that, and then let me reply, bing, 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 and then they put their phone down. In reality, in their mind, they've lost only like a minute or two, because, you know, like they just opened their phone, typed a message up, and that's it. But you didn't lose a minute. You lost like 15 minutes of focus. Because think about it. You were focused on the task, then your brain swapped to a different task, the message, and now it's got to take its time to bring its focus back onto the task at hand, which is going to take like 15 minutes. So even though like you responding to the message only takes like a minute, you lose 15 times that. Which is why you want to minimize distractions, because then you won't even have the chance to like get something like that on your phone. So that's the perceived focus loss versus actual focus loss. Because most people think that they only lose a minute when they check their phone, but in reality they lose 15 minutes of like good work. As like an estimate, it could be more or less time. And also like the freedom to sit down and focus just kind of frees up your mind. Like you've already told your mind and your body, okay, this is 3 hours that I have made for us to just only do this completely guilt-free, and that kind of soothes your brain like a mother's touch, you know, like it kind of soothes your brain. It's like, oh, okay, we could just only do this. The outside world doesn't matter. We just worry about this, which is really helpful for the focusing and focusing on harder tasks. So look, Overwatch at the end of the day is a fucking video game, right? So naturally, it's going to be easier to focus on because it's just stimulating, like especially Overwatch, right? Like Overwatch is a very stimulating game, so it's just kind of easy to like focus on it with your brain. Now, I'm not saying it's not difficult to focus on singular things in Overwatch, but it is easier to do that in Overwatch than it is in other things. But that's why we want to do hard things. Because doing harder things, doing harder tasks, like being... I'm going to just use being a content creator as an example. So, like, being a content creator and making videos is going to be a harder focus task than playing Overwatch. And as you do that, you know, as you make the videos, as you write a book, doing those harder things is going to make other things easier to do, because your brain is getting used to focusing on something that's like hard or boring, or like you don't see the point in it. So as you do these harder things like more often, it actually gets easier to do easier things, which naturally increases our focus, because we're kind of like leveling up our focus skill by doing really hard things. Look, you don't need 12 hours a day to like rank up. Like I've seen so many people with thousands of hours, right? And they're like plat and diamond, and like those are like average, above average ranks. But with thousands of hours, you can easily be masters, GM, even champion, right? Like there's no reason not to be those high ranks. And I'm not saying you have to play 12 hours a day. You don't even have to play every day. Overwatch and any other games, Marvel, Rivals, Apex Legends, Fortnite, like whatever video game you want to play, they shouldn't be your life unless like they are literally your life, because like you make content on them, then like that's a pass. But most people is like, we're just average people who just like playing these games because they're fun. So if we can minimize the amount of time we play so that we can do other things in real life, like hang around with family, maybe a girlfriend or a boyfriend, go out with friends more, you know, just like explore the world, because there's a lot of things to do, whilst still getting results in that game we want to get results in, then that's a win-win, right? Think about it. How many hours have you spent trying to rank up? Is it tens? Is it hundreds? Is it the thousands that I've been talking about in this video? Maybe. If you want to cut down on these hours and shoot up in ranks, whilst also enjoying life more because you're playing less and you have more time to do things in real life, just join my fucking school, bro. I'll teach you how I personally play Overwatch. Like I won't give you some bullshit system that is completely different to what I do, like most people. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I do to improve, and I'm gonna help you get faster results as well. And by the way, the price is going up soon, so lock in now if you're serious about improving, and keep this low price forever, because once it goes up, it's never going back down. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out more videos on my channel if you want to learn how to improve Overwatch for free. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.